Hi and welcome back to my channel, and in this video we'll be talking about the university side of becoming a PWP. So initially when I got the job offer of becoming a psychological wellbeing practitioner, I was really excited and I was really looking forward to it. I was excited to be working on the job and I was excited to be back at university learning again and becoming a student. I thought it would be great fun and a great experience, but boy was I wrong. The university side of becoming a psychological wellbeing practitioner is very intense. You are learning so much information, which is all filtered into 12 months span. When you start university, the first thing that you're learning is how to assess clients. You're learning all the information that you need, learning about the different symptoms in order for you to be able to look out for them and diagnose that client. Once you've passed your assessment, we then move on to treatments, which is the fun part for me. I really enjoyed learning about all the different types of treatments and how all the different types of interventions. So learning about how to deliver behavior activation, what to do with how to deliver graded exposure, how to deliver worry management, all of those things. Then you start learning how to deliver, which is great fun. You learn about medication, you learn about sleep hygiene. The one module that I found really difficult was when we're learning about anti-discriminatory practice, learning about intersectionality, learning about culture, learning about diversity. That was a really, really tough module for me. What I struggled with is about intersectionality, and which intersectionality is such a big topic. However, I just struggled to get my head around it. But of course, after several research, several reading, I now obviously have understood what intersectionality is. And just to give you a small glimpse of what intersectionality is one person's identity. So everything that comes with one person's identity, their age, their sex, their race, their ethnicity, their culture, their family background, all those things that make a person's identity is essentially what intersectionality is. So that was the module 3 was one of the toughest modules that I experienced. We have, when you do your courses, you get 2 opportunities. If you fail your first assignment, or if you fail any of your assignments, you get a second opportunity to then redo the assignment. However, it gets capped at a particular. It gets capped, let's say. For me, confidently, I can say that I failed every single one of my assignment. Every single one I failed my assignment. And I think when I failed every single one, it motivated me to push harder and to work harder to make sure the next time round is not the same response. There were moments where I did find some of the essay writings quite difficult. And so I believe that is necessarily why I failed. I think a lot of the time how the questions are worded are also kind of threw me off. If you have opportunity, if you're faced with any sort of learning disabilities, so like dyslexia for example, for myself, I struggle with dyslexia, and there was opportunity for you to get extra support, and whereas I didn't do, and I did it at the last minute, which was I was able to get extra minutes, let's say, in one of my essays. But if you do struggle with any form of dyslexia, the university there is there to help you. Make sure you reach out for that support. Make sure you speak to the right people around you to get that support. One of the other assignments that I failed, and looking back at it, I think to myself, I could have, if I had organized myself, I probably would have passed. But it was an open book exam. I thought open book exam, great. All I have to do is open the book whilst I'm doing the exam and do my research. That's not the case. The essay is given to you to do in a 1 hour span. However, we're given 4 hours to do that. So I think my reason behind me failing that open book exam was simply because failing to prepare. When you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. So, and that was a great lesson that taught me. So the next time around, what I did was do my research. I researched what depression is. I researched information about depression. I researched sayings from authors, and I saved it. I copied and pasted it, and I saved it. So when it did come to writing that essay, I was able to then copy and paste authors, and of course have that information at hand where I needed to just insert it into my essay. I did some research. I looked at some support on TikTok, which I find that also really helped me be able to prepare for the open book exam the second time round. The university side of thing is very interactive. It's very hands-on. You're doing a lot of role plays, and you're learning. My advice to you, if you are doing a psychological wellbeing practitioner, is to take advantage of that. Take advantage of all the role plays and take it seriously. When you are doing the role plays in your portfolio, you are looking for feedback from all your peers. Once you do a role play, ask your peer to do your feedback for you. If I do have any advice for you, is make sure you have all your signatures that you need from all your supervisors, that you need from all your peers, that you need that the portfolio is asking you to do. The portfolio, of course, is the last bit of becoming a PWP. But once you realize that you're missing things and people have left services, it can be quite difficult for you to be able to get what you need in the end. The university side of things, my experience with the university side of things was great. I felt like my lecturers were great. They were warm, they were welcoming, they were understanding, and they was just happy to help. If you needed extra information, so when I did fail any of my exams, they offered to have that second conversation with me and go through the information that I needed. My lecturer, when I failed my module 3 on culture, diversity, what I did for a client, the specific things I did for my client, she took that time out and she really supported me, and she went through all the information that I needed to from top to bottom, asked me if I had any more questions and if I needed any help. So you have that support to you. So make use. If there's any way, what I would say when it comes to scheduling and planning your exams is just to do everything in advance. Even if it means doing something for 5 minutes every single day, do that. But we'll always try to set yourself try to set your essays in advance. It will only just make your life easier in the end, and it will give you that time to have all the information that you need, so that you're not trying to catch up on yourself a week before due date or the night before due date. I find like, some of my peers, they really did struggle with how intense the job role was, or how intense the university side is, and it is very intense. A lot of the time we're going into university physically, and half of the time we are doing calls over Teams. When you're doing calls over Teams, you find that it's a bit mundane, like you don't really have that great interaction with each other. Another advice that I think I would give, or something that I wish that I had done during university time, is all the treatment information that was given. When you are being given treatment information, allow yourself a day, or allow yourself an evening or two to just go back and rehash all the information that you've read, because you're going to need that information. Just watch as much videos as you need to. Utilize YouTube. YouTube has so much information about how to deliver behavioral activation, how to deliver different types of treatment. So use all the different information that you have to you on from YouTube, because that's really helpful. I would say always just go back and do your reading. Do your reading about, the different intervention for yourself. If it's not doing it on YouTube, then do physical reading. Create a script. I wish I had created a script in the early stages, which would have made life so much easier for me when delivering treatments. So try and create a script and make it in the most simplest way as possible. Make it in a way how you would sound when you're reading it. Say it and make it sound in your own words. Make it flow is what I'm trying to get at. Just make it flow. So that's something that I wish that I had done whilst at university, making scripts for the different treatments as I was learning them, because that would have been really important. That's really important. You will get practice day tasks you do every single week. Keep on top of them, and it's going to be hard, but always just try to keep on top of them. For me, I didn't manage to keep on top of them because I wrote a lot of essays that, you know, needed to go back. It was sent back to me, and I needed to adjust it and edit it. And I find that how thorough my supervisor was, my supervisor in Surface was, I can only appreciate it, because it's now helped me to be able to go back and read my assignments and see that, okay, this is how to deliver behavior activation. These are the kind of questions that I can ask, because of course I've written them in my essay and I know how to deliver them. I've written them in my essay and I can now just go back and read it and just refresh my memory. Like I've mentioned, the university side of becoming a psychological well-being practitioner is intense. However, it's very rewarding. It can become overwhelming, but allow yourself to be overwhelmed, because this is not an ordinary university journey. You're learning so much information in such a short space of time. But once you learn that information, it literally sticks with you for forever. And of course, once you graduate and once you've passed your portfolio, it's a breath of fresh air. If you're thinking of becoming a psychological wellbeing practitioner, don't put it off. Just do it and aim for the stars. Yeah. I hope this video was helpful. If you do have any questions about the university side of things, of course, every service is going to be different. Every university is going to be different. However, I'm always happy to answer questions. So drop me a comment in the comment box and watch out for the next video. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye for now.